Good Wednesday morning from Marion, Kentucky. We're all trying to get over this election hangover this morning, and we're going to get right to some local figures here and visit with some folks that had a lot to do with the election here in Marion, Kentucky yesterday. First of all, probably one of the most watched races in Marion was the city council race, where five incumbents were on the ballot and three write-ins were vying for a spot somewhere on that council seat. Now, all three of those could have earned spots on the council, but only one made it, and that's Nikki Conger, and we're going to hear from her in just a moment. First, let me catch you up on just some raw figures from yesterday's balloting. Total votes cast in Crittenden County, 4,041. Votes cast on Election Day, 2,365. Voters during early voting and early absentee voting were just over 1,500, and there were 101 mail-in ballots in Crittenden County. Voter turnout for the county was about 63%, which is very, very high. Straight party tickets for the GOP, 1,594. For the Democrats, straight party tickets, 279. In the U.S. presidential race, Donald Trump outpaced Harris with 83% of the vote. He had 3,349 votes here in Crittenden County, and Kamala Harris had 608. In other contested races, James Comer in the U.S. House of Representatives won Crittenden County with 85% of the vote, and he won district-wide. Jason Howell, state senator from Murray, who represents Crittenden County, was unopposed, but he garnered 3,402 votes. Jim Gooch, the state House member who represents Crittenden County, won over a Democratic opponent. He had 3,292 votes. That's 84% of the vote. And Alton Ayer, the Democrat, had 594 votes. Zach Greenwell was unopposed for Commonwealth Attorney, and here in Crittenden County, he received 2,471 votes. Melissa Gill, Circuit Clerk, was also unopposed, received 3,525 votes. In school board races, three incumbents were running, all unopposed, and all will be reelected. Those are Bill Asbridge, Chris Cook, and Tim Grau. In that city council race here in Marion, Kentucky, Bobby Belt was top vote getter. He was number one on the ballot and received 657 votes. Other winners were Wanda Olson with 549 votes, Dwight Shear with 526, Taylor Davis with 503, and Randy Dunn with 597. And as we mentioned earlier, in that write-in, there were three write-ins: Eddie Lee Belt, Frank Pierce, and Nikki Conger, and Nikki won that with 164 votes. Pierce received 92, and Belt had 67. Now let's hear from Nikki Conger, who will be seated on the city council after the first of the year. So I have Nikki Conger on the phone here after the polls have closed here on Tuesday night. Nikki, congratulations, the newest and youngest city council member.
Thank you so much. I'm excited to jump in and see what I can help with and see what we can get done next year.
Of course, you will not take office until after the first of the year. But yes. Tell me a little bit. You were a write-in, one of three. Did you not realize there was an opening on the city council because five of the city members had filed early enough to get their names on the ballot? And did you find out late that there may be an opening?
I did not know there was going to be an opening, and I didn't realize the full timeline of when all of that needed to be in and how that process actually worked until I had heard about it and garnered a little bit of interest and started looking into it and realized, okay, this is probably what I need to do. And then just kind of jumped in, and here we are now.
So what was your motive to seek election to the city council?
I just want to show everyone that it doesn't matter how young you are or how new you are to anything, that your voice matters and that it is all of our responsibilities to step up and do something to help our city be better. Mm-hmm. We all live here, so we should all play a part in it.
All right, well, you commanded a good number of votes, 164,
yes.
And you ran a pretty aggressive campaign. You had a lot of signs out. You ran some advertisement
yes.
with us at the Crittenden Press. And,
yes. You all did an excellent job on those signs, by the way. I would recommend those to anyone.
Yeah, well, congratulations, and we'll see you up at City Hall starting in January.
Thank you so much.
And again, that was Nikki Conger, who was elected to Marion City Council, along with 5 other incumbents on Tuesday night. Now let's hear from the Crittenden County election official, County Clerk Darrell Tabor.
The election went super well in Crittenden County for this election. Poll workers did fantastically. Voters didn't have to wait in line just to get checked in. They didn't have to wait to mark their ballots. It just went super well, and I'm really proud of our election workers for getting that done, and our voters for turning out in such large numbers, and we didn't have any serious issues with anything, and we're just happy to be a part of this election.
And Darrell, there's a new mandate, and on Thursday there will be a precinct selected by the state that will be hand counted. Is that correct?
Well, it will be a particular voting machine with one race from that voting machine that is picked by the Secretary of State's office that we will have to hand count to verify those numbers with the machine.
Down in Livingston County, Michael Williams won a special election for County Judge Executive to fill an unexpired term. He defeated Terrace Swanson, who had been appointed by Governor Beshear back earlier this year. Michael Williams got 2,682 votes, and Terrace Swanson 2,287. So about a 400 vote difference there. Now, Williams will serve for the next 2 years as he completes the term of Garrett Gruber, who had been elected 2 years ago, ironically beating Williams in the Republican primary in Livingston County. Check out this week's full edition of the Crittenden Press for a great deal more from the election here in Crittenden County. The newspaper will be on racks today at around noon. Also, don't forget about the e-edition to our newspaper, which you can subscribe to for just pennies and get that sent right to your smartphone.
Livingston Hospital is now offering 3D mammography. 3D mammography offers improved diagnostic accuracy, which means less false positives. The radiology department at Livingston Hospital reminds women to schedule their annual breast exams. Call 270-988-2299 to schedule your screening.
In other news, that bridge down at the Crittenden-Lyon County line south of Dykesburg is starting to see some movement. It's been out for several months, and from the looks of it, it's going to be out several months more. We will have full details in this week's Crittenden Press. Local veterans are invited to a soup lunch provided by the Crittenden County High School and Middle School 4-H leadership clubs. That Veterans Day lunch will be on Monday, of course, which is Veterans Day, Monday, November 11th. And you can come by Marion Baptist Church there at the Family Life Center from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. and have your free Veterans Day lunch. Bring your families too. Veterans and their families are invited. In local obituaries, Jim Lewis Sigler passed away November 1st. Gilbert Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. Rayburn Dwayne Petey Doom of Marion died Monday, November 4th. Gilbert Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. In outdoors, deer season is fastly approaching. It opens on Saturday and runs for 16 straight days. That's the deer rifle season, which draws a great deal of participation here in Crittenden County. Now, after some slow harvest seasons, Crittenden County is hoping for another bounce back year. Last year's harvest was up just a bit, but it is still way down based on comparisons to hunting seasons over the last 20 or so years. The Kentucky Department of Fish and Wildlife Resources is also asking you to bring your deer heads by one of the CWD, that's chronic wasting disease drop-off sites, where they want to test those deer heads for the disease. The nearest drop-off to Marion is Higginson Henry Wildlife Management Area over in Union County. And if you're a hunter who participates in that drop-off, then you can qualify for a prize, which could be cash or some other very valuable prizes. In local meetings on Thursday, that's tomorrow, Crittenden County Board of Education meets for a working session that begins at 5:30 p.m. out at Rocket Arena. And on Monday, November 11th, Livingston County Board of Education meets at 6 p.m. That will be at their central office there on the Cutoff Road. And just another reminder that the Livingston Hospital in Salem is offering 3D mammography. It's more accurate testing. Call them today and schedule your screening. This has been Chris Evans reporting for the Crittenden Press.